Some monsters are born from nightmares, but Ed Gein was real. His crimes shocked America in the 1950s, inspiring horror classics like Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the story of the quiet man from Wisconsin, whose farmhouse became a doorway into hell. Edward Theodore Gein was born in 1906 in Plainfield, Wisconsin, a small farming town where nothing much ever happened. He grew up under the control of his mother, a strict religious woman who taught her sons that women were evil and the world was full of sin. Ed's father was an alcoholic, his brother died in a mysterious fire, and Ed was left completely alone with his mother. When she died in 1945, something inside him broke. After his mother's death, Ed sealed off her bedroom, then preserving it like a shrine. He began visiting local cemeteries at night, digging up recently buried women who reminded him of his mother. Police later discovered he took their remains home and crafted macabre souvenirs, masks, furniture, and clothing made from human skin. To neighbors, he seemed odd but harmless, a loner who did odd jobs and babysat for families. No one suspected that inside his farmhouse was a house of horrors. On November 16, 1957, a local hardware store owner disappeared, with clues pointing to Ed Gein. When police arrived at Gein's farmhouse, they found her body hanging upside down from the rafters, mutilated beyond recognition. Investigators uncovered a nightmare. Chairs upholstered with human skin, skull bowls, masks, and even a belt made from nipples. The police chief called it the most horrific scene he'd ever witnessed. No photos were publicly released because they were too disturbing. Gein confessed calmly, describing grave robbing, skinning bodies, and even murdering 2 women. He told detectives he wanted to create a woman's suit to become his mother again. Ed Gein was found legally insane and committed to a mental institution, where he lived quietly until his death in 1984. Psychiatrists described him as polite, childlike, and eerily calm, a man with no true understanding of the horror he caused. Gein's story reshaped American horror. Norman Bates, Leatherface, and Buffalo Bill all drew inspiration from his crimes. Ed Gein became the face of psychological horror, an ordinary man living among us, not a shadowy monster. His farmhouse was burned to the ground by locals in 1958, leaving nothing but ashes and a gravestone that people later chipped pieces from. Ed Gein didn't just kill his victims, he killed the illusion of safety in small-town America. And decades later, the world still can't look away. Because sometimes, the scariest monsters come from the quietest places.